Sounds.
Noise.
Other noises of hypeness.
Excitement. Exuberant.
We should just start doing this. It's more direct.
Right.
You know?
Hello and welcome to It's Happening Show, community grassroots media for the people by the people. I'm Jose Gloria.
I'm Dylan Thompson. We are your hosts tonight.
It's Happening is a movement of the heart and of the mind. It's the energy of the universe that creates waves inside us and all around us, which allows us to activate, motivate, and elevate vibrationally and intellectually towards love, truth, justice, and wisdom. It's happening in every which way.
It's Happening is a culture of empowerment. It's people having the right to exist and participate as equals. It's a dream of what the world could be. The future we want is only possible if we make it happen. So stand up, get informed, and fight back. Fight back.
You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with us. So we thank you because of you. It's happening.
It's happening. Woohoo! Hey, okay. I thought you were copying me. I couldn't even practice that. Wow.
It's happening.
Whoa. To the fullest.
To the fullest.
You know it, Jose.
Yeah, man. How are you?
I'm surviving.
Yeah?
Another week has passed. Wait, we didn't do a show last time, so coming back fresh.
Correct. Wait, we didn't?
Wait. I don't know, man. See, I'm getting all mixed up. No, it was 2 weeks ago.
We did that.
See, that's what it feels like. See, I really shouldn't be doing the news because I do feel somewhat disconnected this week. I don't really know what's going on. Not sure what day it was.
I mean, that's part of the situation with COVID, right? The days kind of just melt together.
Indeed.
Together.
Yeah, they do. They do all sorts of starting words. That
yeah, mold.
Yeah, they do. They meld. They blur. They overlap. They just seem to loop together even. So yeah, but it's Monday again.
That's right. Yeah, and that means it's happening. So it's happening. So thank you everybody that is joining us for the first time. For many times, we're gonna have later on the show Walter Muneton. He's el señor presidente of Garnet Grove Unified School District. So we'll be talking to him about all things school board and things happening in his district. So yeah, looking forward to that conversation.
Oh yeah.
But let's go ahead and jump into quick stories.
Quick stories. Starring Dylan Thompson. Oh wait,
Yeah.
wait. Well, no, this is a serious story. So I mean, we have lost a legend in our modern history. John Lewis has passed away. This guy started out basically by being beaten by the police during a landmark march in Selma, Alabama, becoming a key figure in the civil rights movement and a longtime congressman, and weirdly dying on the same day as another civil rights leader, Reverend Cordy Tyndall Vivian, who's 95. So yeah, it's a weird thing, considering what else is happening in our country, to have these two major figures in the civil rights movement pass away, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's very, it's sad, but he lived a long life, and he had suffered cancer recently, and so he was fighting that. But even still, to the very end, he was serving his people, his community, and being a representative that stood strong with the community on so many issues. I was reading and seeing about him, and obviously the march on that bridge many years ago, where the police beat him and arrested him and beat so many other people as they rushed the nonviolent protester marchers, and he was part of that. So since then, and for what was it, 50 years now, he's been a champion for Black lives and for civil rights and social justice in this country. So condolences, and may he rest in power.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. But didn't Marco Rubio like totally flub up on trying to? Oh yeah, he mistook him for Elijah Cummings.
Oh no.
He posted a picture of him.
Oh no.
Oh, you know, tomato. Elijah Cummings, John Lewis. Yeah, it's a quick side note. I could have sworn I saw an article 2 days before John Lewis's passing saying that he had passed, and I even told, Ben about that, and he was just like, and then I told him later on, it's like, Ben, you remember when I told you about John Lewis dying? It wasn't that like a day or two? I was like, yeah, dude. Like I was just like, that's random. Why are you telling me about this? And then this is breaking news. So I think there was a glitch in the matrix. Whoa. Or I'm psychic. One of the two.
Well, I mean, even more reason to the news beforehand, Jose. I mean, if you have these powers, they do need to be developed and incorporated into the program.
Yes, that is the plan.
Right.
Jose Psychic Corner. Get your lottery numbers here. And lose.
Yeah, be a side hustle.
Yeah. All right. Next week's story is Trump wants to ban TikTok. No.
Wow.
Is a collective voice sounded out by 30-something-year-olds. Went, head first into the pool that of the abyss that is TikTok videos and watching the same song and routine done by 60 other people for an hour.
So contributing to an intellectual discourse.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Is it a Chinese connection that he's? That's it.
Correct. I mean, there's various factors. One being that the TikTok users and the K-pop fans got together on TikTok and had a whole campaign where they all registered to attend his campaign rally. That's why he got to. It was like millions of people signed up when in reality it was millions of TikTok users that were trolling him. So that, and along with
oh my god,
security issues around what kind of information is being taken from TikTok, which is a company from Beijing, I believe, but has an American American as a CEO, and so all sorts of stuff. But yeah, sorry, TikTok users, you're not gonna be able to go.
Clearly, you haven't done any of these.
Oh, all right, that's enough.
That was good.
Thanks.
We should do some after the show. Okay.
I think we will.
Yes.
Next quick story.
Oh, next quick story. Your tax dollars at good use. So apparently, police have used drones. We all know that. But I mean, we always kind of thought more nefarious. I mean, maybe this is a nefarious purpose, but they're using it to monitor nudity at a Minnesota beach. First of all, a Minnesota beach? Like, pardon me for being very Californian, but what? Secondly, who's getting naked there? Because give that man an award, or woman. I'm just assuming it's a guy. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, so in this story, like, the police started using a drone to see whether or not sunbathers were naked, and then they basically tried to get a bunch of information from people they suspected of being naked. By the way, that's someone's job. Yep, they're naked, Captain. Yep, yeah, fly that thing with 2 hands. But yeah, but basically they basically rounded up 8 people. There's actually an appearance of racism because some witnesses say that they went off after a black couple over other people immediately.
Right.
And apparently everyone got so pissed off, the cops just backed out of the situation entirely and didn't charge anyone.
They were gonna arrest people, and then they ended up not doing it because they were just like, "Oh no!" Like,
nudists unite! They can't and don't want to arrest us. All of us.
Freedom.
Yeah, I mean, how comfortable would you be? Or I wonder even, is that part of police training to arrest nude people?
Yeah, what's wrong with dropping a little dong, you know?
It could be a dangerous, Jose. There's a lot of moving parts. But
oh, Dylan, coming with the hits tonight.
oh yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. But so in the end, the people prevailed.
Yeah. No, it's seriously, can people just be nude and not have to deal with drones? Like, police drones are like, oh, we can't have this. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. Meanwhile, in Spain and in Europe, nudist beaches galore. They're fighting for the right to liberate,
Yeah. Freedom, right?
liberation. Yeah.
Freedom. The freedom to not see nude people is being exercised in our country. But yeah, the saga continues.
The saga continues. Hashtag free the nipple. Anyways, so another quick story. Jeffrey Epstein saga. Man, this one just keeps getting darker and more conspiracy theory. So the story that came out recently was that the judge that was handling the case against the douchebag, which was helping and managing all the millions of dollars that were being raised by Epstein's through various different business transactions. The judge's son was killed, and husband was shot and is in critical condition. And the suspect, who apparently dressed himself up as a FedEx delivery driver, was found dead in a potential suicide. So I think he got suicided.
Is it one of those like suicides where you shoot yourself 10 times in the back? That happens a lot. It's weird.
It's like, I want them to wonder forever. Pop, 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 pop.
I'm the genius. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is very suspect.
Very suspect. But the saga continues, and I think one other point on that story is that a judge is considering whether or not to release, I believe, 1,000 names that are connected to the Epstein story. So, man, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very embarrassed. So,
there we go.
Leak.
Julian Assange. Okay, I almost got him. Julian Assange. Okay. Almost gotcha. Next story. Got some good news, guys.
Yeah.
Good news. What? Good news for once? What? Okay. It's surprising, but progressive New York congressional candidate Jamal Bowman has officially ousted the incumbent Elliot Engel in his, I think that's the Bronx, right? So, another grassroots campaign run in New York. They're saying that this guy's going to join the squad.
Yeah,
which is good.
This is a huge win for the people of New York. Engel has been there forever, and he has really not represented to the needs of the community. And many progressives were seeing him as somebody that they needed to take out. So, yeah, it's a huge win for the progressive branch of the Democratic Party. And and I actually worked with a lot of folks that were in that congressional districts when I was working virtually for the Bernie campaign, and I got to meet a lot of really amazing grassroots organizers out there, on the front lines, on city councils, and just activists and advocates, long time for progressive values. So I know that they are incredibly on these news on this news. So,
oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's good to have a candidate win on Green New Deal, Medicare for All, and anti-racism, which is sums up some of his platform.
Right.
So yeah, and the guy was in 16 terms. I guess was he in there like over 30 years? The incumbent. Yeah.
No. So this is a huge victory again. And,
yeah.
A towering defeat.
Oh yeah, and the guy was the chair of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. So it's like, whoa, yeah, it's very reminiscent of our AOC in the way that she took out someone that no one expected. could lose. So
Right. Yeah. And as has been mentioned, we need so many more AOCs and progressive candidates that are able to primary these establishment candidates that are too much entrenched into everything that is wrong with Congress, as far as the swamp, as they call it. So yeah, this is huge. This is huge. Huge.
Boy.
So, yeah. Shout out to Oscar Rodriguez, mandándonos saludos desde Huntington Beach. Yeah, we gotta get him on. Next quick story and
next
fan favorite, Karen's Corner.
Karen's Corner. This should be humiliating.
Yeah. Hashtag not all Karens. So this is great news, I think. Rambo Ken and Combat Karen, as I have dubbed them. The St. Louis couple that was seen in a viral video and memes galore, brandishing an AR-15 and a handgun and pointing at protesters marching past their house, have been charged officially with a felony. So this is something that a lot of people were calling for, and so this is definitely good news, because you don't get to do that. You don't get to brandish your weapon. And so according to law, it is illegal to wave weapons in a threatening manner. That is unlawful in the city of St. Louis. This is what Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner told Associated Press. So
there you go. Yeah. And they got plenty of evidence. Yeah. They were just waving around like, woo! Yeah. It was not discreet in the slightest. Yeah. Good form, though. I understand that is actually how you're supposed to handle a small caliber handgun.
She was like...
Yeah. You want to keep the wrist loose so that it just like recoils like crazy. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But yeah.
So,
justice served.
Take that, Karen.
Even more justice in our next story.
Yay! So, what?
Yeah, go for it.
So, wall of moms.
Ha!
So, a group of moms formed a human wall to protect Portland protesters from federal officers, according to BuzzFeed News. Will be out until no protester needs protecting, one of the mothers who organized the group of Wall of Moms told BuzzFeed News. So, yeah, a group of more than 30 moms created a barricade to protect hundreds of protesters from federal officers during demonstrations against police brutality. So, yeah, it shows viral videos show them linking arms and chanting, "Feds stay clear, moms are here, and leave our kids alone." So, yeah, that's, for all. I do have to say that is one wall that I'm happy to say, build that wall, build that wall.
That wall of
build
moms.
Build mom wall, build mom.
That would bring us together.
Yeah.
More mom walls. It was funny. I didn't totally. When I first saw this story, I just saw a wall of moms. Viral video shows moms dressed in white and wearing bike helmets, linking arms and chanting. I thought it was an anti-COVID thing at first. I thought it was like, wait, oh man, which way is this gonna go? Because yeah, no, but it turns out, indeed, it's the mothers of Oregon in the Portland area defending activists, and for good reason. I mean, even the state itself, in our next quick story, the state of Oregon itself is suing the federal government over allegations that they violated protesters' civil rights. So you probably heard in the last few weeks. I mean, wow, how many days has it been that Portland has had these demonstrations, and even Seattle has had some serious grassroots mobilization, right? So I think the Trump administration brought in federal forces that did these kinds of crackdowns, and that's so even the state of Oregon is backing the activists in this case and coming out against the feds and saying, like, you're actually making this worse for us, right? You're instigating, and yeah, it's causing it to be a more dangerous situation.
I mean, this harkens back to the Edgar Hoover type of organization that he was running when he was the head of the FBI, as far as federal government overreaching through various programs, and in his time, COINTELPRO. But in this case, it really seems like a Gestapo type of personal, police law enforcement agency that he can deploy into cities that are having protests largely against him, but also in favor and in support of Black Lives Matter and police accountability. But to be picked up and thrown in a van and not be told your rights or what, they just like, cops have to like give you your rights. These people that just throw you, it's like, shut the fuck up and do it and don't say, and get in there and don't ask questions type of thing.
Yeah, well, Trump can pardon them, so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh. Oops.
Yeah, so it's very troublesome, and I'm like, is this freedom? Question.
Yeah, it is also kind of ironic because the Republicans typically uphold the tenet of states' rights, and it is interesting to see Trump come down heavy with federal stuff, with like bans of TikTok. He wants to ban TikTok. he wants to violate the Oregon's right to manage their situation how they see fit. So I don't know.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah. All right.
This guy.
So let's go ahead and jump into our top stories.
Top stories.
Dylan Thompson.
Starring Dylan Thompson.
Starring with coronavirus update.
The coronavirus update.
Go.
Saying everything Jose says in a funny voice. Okay, yes, indeed. You've noticed that coronavirus has not subsided yet.
Nope.
No. But we do have some news around it. Probably not good news, but coronavirus on the rise around the world and US leading the charge. So again, we have a record number of confirmed coronavirus cases around the world, in particular in the United States being one of the countries with leading increases, as well as Brazil, India, South Africa. And yeah, they're saying now total confirmed cases top 14.5 million with over 600,000 deaths. And and we by far have the most coronavirus infections and deaths to date. So not looking good. But I mean, it is fascinating that if you look at some of the these infographics they have of how much testing we're starting to do, it is interesting that because we're testing so much more, that rate is totally spiking too. But it's kind of unclear because that seems to indicate that coronavirus, it's because we didn't test a lot previously. Like a lot more people could have still had it. So it's like so unclear how we're actually estimating these things.
Right. Yeah. And similar case in Mexico where there was just not enough testing happening and people were dying, and there was a suspicion that they were dying from coronavirus, but it couldn't be determined at the moment. But yeah, of course, Donald Trump had an interview which was really good with I believe Mike Wallace on Fox News, out of all places, and he got grilled on all sorts of issues, including him lying about Biden, saying that he wants to defund the police. Like, not trying to defend Biden in this moment, but he definitely does not want to defund the police. And actually, Bernie Sanders doesn't either, which is a disappointment to a lot of people that were just supporting him. But still, he's like, no, we need to invest more in police. But Trump's whole thing is like, no, they want to defund the police and abolish the police. And I've done incredible work. Millions more would have died if I hadn't stepped in. And I, and all this madness. And really just saying like, we're testing more, so that's why we have more cases than anybody in the world. And it's like, okay, if you don't test, then you don't know that people have it.
It's so weird. They kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
There was some good news tied into it as far as early vaccine.
Yeah, for sure. Different groups, medical groups, have developed early vaccines. This is breaking news today. 3 different groups have come forward with early vaccines that make it so that human body produces antibodies. that appear to be able to fight COVID. It's only the first phase of this, right? Because now they need to actually test those people that had the antibodies built through this against actual COVID. So I don't know how they do that, but that's really how you would tell its efficacy, right?
Right.
But it's good. Apparently, like the groups involved, there, two of them are a partnership between Oxford University and a Swedish drug maker. Second is a Chinese company, and the last is a joint venture between Pfizer and a German company. So it's interesting seeing these big corporate pharmaceutical alliances to develop this thing. And interesting also to see this announcement all coming out today for all three groups. So it appears there's some coordination among them.
Yeah, it's good news. We're still very far away from the vaccine being rolled out en masse, because they, of course, as we all know, that they have to put the microchip in there, and then we're gonna inject it into you, and they're gonna control your freaking mind.
How do you think they made 9/11 happen? Because there was time machines in it. Okay.
You already have a microchip. It's called your cell phone, and they can hear you and follow you.
And and TV, and okay. We already have these things, but okay. So we're halfway through the coronavirus update, people.
Hurry up.
There's still lots of things happening here. Okay, but of course, it's good to see some progress on early vaccine. We'll see, but knowing that everything is just spiking, and not only new infections, but I mean, as far as our whole all these legal cases are coming up. We've already seen plenty of stuff like churches against and businesses against the government's mandates that they can't open, and we're seeing even more. Let's see, like Colorado and Arkansas have mandated masks, and but we can look over in Georgia, their governor has suing to overturn Atlanta's mask ordinance. So the state is suing its city over their mask mandate. And by the way, that is that guy in, what is it, Georgia? That's our good friend Arch Lich Brian Kemp. Isn't he the one who was involved in a lot of voter suppression and got the election over? Who was that? You'll remember, but some trivia there. So he's still stirring things up. Yeah.
In Georgia? Oh yeah, that was the black African American woman, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So yeah, so I mean, we're just going to see a lot of different interactions, a lot of maybe again another contradiction of a Republican governor mandating over local decisions. Again, kind of like kind of veering away from traditional conservative values there. And we're going to see a lot of more liberal states imposing mandates to maximize the health benefits. And then we'll see things like in Florida, their largest teachers union is suing the state over having their schools reopen. So this is ripe for lawyers, I think.
Absolutely. There's just a lot of illegal questions that are coming up, but it's very interesting how the right is rallying around this push to open up schools. It's like, this is part of our freedom. And so Trump, and along with many of his supporters, are pushing hard locally and all over the place to open up schools, because I'm going to talk about it a little bit in our next story too. But yeah, so much happening, but locally here in California, it's seeming that we're trying to manage through the rises in Orange County and LA County and Santa Barbara and many other counties that are really increasing their numbers. And so the closures of beaches and other things are going to continue, but there are barbershops and other personal care businesses are going to be able to come back soon here in California, but they're going to do their business outside, I'm hearing. So but meanwhile, a lot of cities are now expanding their the out patio type of food service, and so go to Orange, you go to Santana, you go to other places, and they have areas outside now, which people are still able to manage their businesses or and eat out. So that's good. All right, but next top story next top story, Jose Gloria. And our segue into our awesome guests here tonight, Santa Ana Unified School District changes fall reopening to an all-distance learning model. So this is according to the Voice of OC.
Yay. Gotta love them. Oh wait, there seems to be some kind of mic issue, but I'll act it out, Jose. Okay. Oh no, I want to make that a bit actually, but next time. Yeah. Okay. It's sad. It's angry. Okay.
This decision comes as a number of COVID-19 cases throughout Santa Ana and across California and the rest of the country continues to climb at an alarming rate. Thus, a full distance learning model is the safest option for SAUSD students, parents, and staff, read the release. Anaheim Union High School District has also taken a similar approach to the full distance learning. So, the school district board in Santa Ana voted unanimously to adopt the plan. At last week's meeting, board members had emphasized that the plan is very fluid and the circumstances and numbers around the coronavirus pandemic change. If they change, then the district would reevaluate the possibility of holding all classes online. This decision comes at the heels of a county board of education voting, approving guidelines that schools don't necessarily need to use masks or social distancing. So that was unfortunate. So the District's Board of Education President Rigo Rodriguez in a press release said, making the decisions now to shift to virtual education model gives the districts more time to make sure our teachers are fully prepared, our parents are well informed, and our students have access to devices and internet needed for us to deliver the highest quality service during this time. And friend of the show, Benjamin Vasquez, was quoted in saying, I don't understand why we would be considering having teachers and students at school at all. Benjamin Vasquez, who is a teacher at SAUSD Valley High School.
Preach!
He continues, I feel that choice is responsible, where you should just take a stand and say, we're not even ready to have that choice yet. It's not a matter of feeling safe, it's a matter of being safe, he added. But some parents have expressed concern about the quality of education being provided, and especially students with disabilities, but also teachers across Orange County, including Vasquez, told Voice of OC that in-person teaching is better, and they want to get back to the classroom, but emphasize it's just not safe right now. Vasquez is quoted saying, life comes first and health comes first. Boom!
Oh, well-being, baby.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, so, other districts have been approving a hybrid model, in-person instruction on some days and virtual on others, like Fullerton School District, Fullerton Joint Union, and Tustin Unified. And other districts have yet to approve a plan including Garden Grove and Huntington Beach City School District, Centralia Elementary School, among others. So, this is a very serious conversation about education, the quality of education, and how we are to start the new year amongst a global pandemic that is showing no signs of slowing down.
Allegedly.
Especially in Orange County. So with that, I want to bring on to the show, friend of the show, back on after a small hiatus, Walter Muneton. So come on into the show, Walter. Come on down.
Woo!
All right.
Yeah. Welcome.
You're the next contestant on It's Happening. Walter Muneton serves as president of the Garden Grove Unified School District and is also a social worker. Walter earned his master's in social work from California State University, Long Beach. He enjoys spending time with his wife and newborn daughter and likes to eat tacos de asada, as you should. Welcome to the show, Honorable Presidente de la Gente, Walter Muneton.
Woo!
Thank you all for having me. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So let's get to it. What have you done since last you were on the show? You lost your stash, right? Hashtag Bring back the stash.
Bring back. Is that a movement on social media going on right now?
My movement.
Yeah.
And you have a beautiful baby girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
She's got some serious curls. Who did she get them from? You? Are you?
Yeah, I got curly hair. And yeah, she got it from me. So yeah, she has super curly hair. Now that, we've been in quarantine, it's starting to grow out a little bit longer. So, those curls are definitely more, evident. So that's why I've been rocking more hats lately, to hide the froze.
Right.
I think at some point, you have to embrace it, though. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Just tell, if this goes on for another 2 years, rock it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Good.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So what's been going on? And like, you've been on the school board for how long now?
I've been on school board. It's going to be 40 years after this election cycle.
Wow. Yeah, that's so how has it been? And I mean, when you came on, you were part of this class of like fresh new faces and fresh ideas, right? That were being more bolder in progressive policies and so many other things. So I mean, what has changed from when you first got onto the school board to where you are now?
Yeah, definitely. So, the first couple of years was definitely, eye-opening. When I was elected, I came in with the mentality of like, let's infiltrate the system from within, and let's, start doing some radical changes to our school district. So, I was able to kind of learn the ins and outs of Garden Grove politics within the school district, outside of the district walls. Really secure some wins in terms of some key policy changes, meeting with stakeholders, going inside the classrooms, talking to the teachers, talking to the custodial staff, the librarians, nurses, parents, really just trying to gain an understanding of, what is my role in all of this, and really just trying to do my best. And then as my role as a social worker, really utilizing my profession to really have those hard conversations one-on-one, really deep down, and try to listen to folks and, be able to try to do something out of it. I think most politicians are very quick to just talk, and they're listening to people, but they're not really actively listening. So, I try to be intentional with conversations that I have with folks.
Yeah, that's always good. And maybe could you go into some of those policy wins that you were excited about?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the biggest wins that I have under my belt is was able to champion the hiring of our first cohort of school social workers. That was really big. I'm very big on mental health, and I got on the school board. I knew firsthand that our school counselors were, working really, really hard, doing school schedules, really assisting them getting into the CSU system, the UC community colleges, and they had a high caseload. And then I knew that our school psychologists, they had a high caseload as well, doing IEPs and different testing and so forth. So I said, we're really losing a critical component, which is student social emotional well-being, mental health. So I said, we need to hire social workers. So we were able to hire our first cohort of social workers, which included about 3 school social workers. And then since then, it's been expanded. So where we now have 1 social worker per each high school site, as well as partnerships with Cal State's School of Social Work programs to bring in interns. So we're really looking about, looking at the whole child. So that's a big one. That also included a Choose Wellness campaign that's really just really trying to bring a positivity and kind of getting rid of some stereotypes and myths about mental health. Another key one was implementing our Vietnamese and Spanish dual immersion programs, so our students can be proud of their heritage language, learn a new language, and really get ready for that more of that global perspective of, hey, it's not a bad thing to learn multiple languages. It's a positive. So those are definitely some of my big highlights. Of course, there's more, like opening up preschool program, more preschool programs for our community. And just trying to do put in that good work and try to find some key things to secure.
Yeah, no, I love hearing that. I love that you can look at this, the idea about having social workers, right? I mean, we need to be investing in it's not, because like I feel like school's always about, we're just preparing kids to go into corporate America and stuff, but yeah, we need to really care about their well-being and stuff. Yeah. And I was wondering, you've seen how other school districts have, in Santa Ana, right? They just passed an ethnic studies requirement for their high school graduation. Can you tell us a little bit about ethnic studies in Garden Grove District and maybe what your take on that kind of policy is?
Yeah, definitely. So I do want to give a shout out to Santa Ana Unified Board of Education. I got a lot of great colleagues there, Carolyn, Alfonso, Rigo. They're putting in some great work out there, and just hats off to what they're doing. It's really great to have colleagues that are in other districts to really share strategies. But yeah, my take on ethnic studies is I support it 110%. I know that within our school district community, our students are taking a bold and proactive and very strong campaign on ethnic studies and demanding that the school district require it as well as a graduation requirement. Just recently, this Saturday, they held a rally outside of Garden Grove City Hall where they marched in conjunction with educators, community members, students, both present and graduates. So yeah, I definitely support it 110%. I love what they're doing. And prior to that rally, I went out and made a press release stating that as president of the board, I would do everything in my capacity to, of course, support their efforts and try to get that going.
Yeah, that's great.
But how is it looking like as far as being able to have, there will be ethnic studies at Garden Grove Unified School District?
So as of now, we do have 3 ethnic studies classes in Garden Grove Unified School District, one at Bolsa Grande High School, Garden Grove High School, and Santiago High School. So we do have 3 classes offered already. Making it a graduation requirement hasn't happened as of yet. That's definitely going to change. That's going to require a political will, community effort, which is happening now, like mentioned, student-led. And I know y'all were talking about COVID and how some school districts have already made kind of statements. So our district hasn't met, our board hasn't met yet for the month of July. We'll be meeting tomorrow. For July and August, we only have one board meeting a month. So that's why we've been a little bit slow on the announcements for the reopening plans. And at that meeting, I also, plan to kind of bring up as well as, ethnic studies and some of the movements that have been going on locally. So, long as there's that political will from the board, which I'm definitely going to be supportive of, I definitely want to see us take a similar stand to Santa Ana Unified.
So is the political will there currently, or it's not looking very like the willpower is lacking?
Yeah. So, I definitely want to, give the benefit of the doubt to my colleagues. We haven't met yet, so this will be kind of the first time we are going to be discussing it. There has been definitely some political type, and not to say that ethnic studies is going to be a political controversy. I definitely don't see it because it's in my personal opinion, I definitely see it as a benefit of our community. But some folks, try to twist certain things and make it, hyper political and divisive and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that's not the case, Jose. But I can't speak for them, and if that, and the community will see. If it is an issue, and if it is, I'm hoping that they'll, hold folks accountable.
Always the hope. But it has turned into a political conversation and a divisive one at that. I mean, it was just in a conversation or in the interview that we were talking about earlier with President Trump on Fox News, mentioning specifically, it's like there are teachers in this country that are teaching our kids to hate America and to hate our country and our way of life, and we are going to stop that. Which he didn't in particular use the words ethnic studies, but we know that what he's talking about, and it's these type of battles that have been waged in Arizona and here, and includes the banning of books like Pedagogy of the Oppressed in Arizona, and I mean, what that book and many others from different scholars are really the foundation of the ethnic studies movement, to be able to provide critical thinking tools and divert away from telling, like this hierarchy of I'm the teacher, you're the student, let me give you all the knowledge because you have none, and just treat you as the empty vessel that you are, and bow to my superiority. And folks are thinking differently, but so how that manifests itself in different school districts is still yet to be seen. So hopefully then Garden Grove takes the right approach there. But also, can you tell, because Garden Grove what is the percentage as far as Latinos and Asian Americans and white students? What is the breakdown there? Because then ethnic studies could be tweaked for each particular ethnic group, right? And learning about their history and their story.
Yeah, definitely. Great question, Jose. So yeah, Garden Grove Unified School District is definitely unique. People think Garden Grove, they just Unified School District, they just think Garden Grove, but we cover multiple cities. Of course, Garden Grove being the biggest chunk, but for example, myself, I represent on my trustee area, I represent Garden Grove and West Santa Ana. Hence, I was repping that Santa Ana. That's how we do. That's how we do over here. So I represent West Santa Ana, everything west of the Santa Ana riverbed. I'm talking about the Santa Anita area, Harbor, Hazard, First Street, streets like Gunther, Jackson. So that's the kind of community that I represent. It's very diverse and unique. But we also represent communities in Westminster, Cypress, Fountain Valley. So we're a very large school district that covers multiple communities, and each of those communities have different needs and different socio-economical, communities. So that's definitely key. Our community is pretty split. It's about 30% Hispanic Latino. We also have 30% Caucasian and 30% API community, which predominantly is Vietnamese American as well as some Korean Americans. And then we have 10% mix and just kind of, all over the place. So, it definitely is diverse. And with ethnic studies component, we're definitely going to make sure that we're reflective of that. In the 3 schools that I mentioned earlier about having ethnic studies, one of which is a Vietnamese American ethnic studies class. So we definitely, we show love and support to all of our communities. We also have a growing Arabic community as well. So we want to definitely make sure that we're representative of all communities. I mean, that's definitely something that, I'll definitely be putting forth. And with that being said, we also have different, political perspectives and political opinions that are unique even amongst our own trustee areas within the 5 board member school board.
Right.
I don't know if that makes it more tricky. It's not too divisive on your board, is it?
Not really.
Okay, it's a friendly kind of I can see that.
Yeah, one thing I don't know you guys asked earlier is what have you learned? I definitely learned that the individual that you're working with, you show love, you show respect, but yeah, there are definitely times where we may not see eye to eye, and we have to kind of talk things out. Of course, being cordial and stuff, but we're definitely politically, we all have kind of different avenues that we take. We have conservative board members, more not so conservative, left leaning. Yeah. It definitely makes for an interesting, board dynamic.
It sounds like you're navigating the diplomacy well, and that maybe this could have been a divisive point or coming together for your board. But how did you guys react to the OC Board of Education panel calling for a return to classes with no social distancing?
Oh man, that is you know, I'm glad, and I'm gonna give props to my board colleagues that, you know, even for those that may tend to be a little more on the conservative side, they're not what I would consider like conservative, straight up like loony, like crazy wacko kind of stuff. You know, they, you know, they're pretty level headed, and they know that safety is number one. So I applaud them for that. You know, I applaud all of our folks on the district level that, you know, when we saw that, we're like, what is it? This is nonsense. This is dangerous. And definitely you could tell it. They have a political motive to please a certain population. And our community, you know, in Garden Grove Unified, I represent, you know, West Santa Ana, one of the cities that's hardest hit of COVID-19. And in my day job, I'm a county social worker for the healthcare agency. So I'm out in the field in the front lines, you know, working with folks that have severe mental illness, and a lot of them are suffering with anxiety and fear, and are being exposed to COVID themselves. And you know, I don't think it's appropriate to be making these dangerous statements when our COVID-19 numbers are rising, you know, off the roof, and people are quick to blame the governor and are quick to blame the Democrats and the liberals. And I say, you know, if there's anybody to blame in Orange County, it's the Board of Supervisors. And that's saying a lot coming from a county employee myself. I'm straight up telling all of our viewers, all of our community, that the Board of Supervisors have failed miserably in keeping our community safe. So if anybody's upset about students not going back into the classroom like I am, let's blame the Board of Supervisors. They had the chance to do what was right, and they dropped the bomb. So out with the Board of Supervisors.
That's right. Yeah. No, very, very well to call that attention to it. It's been really all sorts of frustrating to see that, right? And the board of supervisor really appeasing this radical right and anti-science faction that has been growing. And it really isn't. It shouldn't be a left or right issue. It should be a health issue. It should be, you know, like, but it's similar to Obamacare. It's like, oh, boo Obamacare, but ACA is pretty cool. I like it, you know, Medi-Cal, you know. So like people don't really understand, and it's just so it's gotten really political in ways that I feel that it really shouldn't be. But I've seen those board of supervisors meetings and the anti maskers / anti-vaxxers that, you know, are just really being all sorts of nasty. So yeah, it's weird that we're not getting that kind of leadership, and I agree. We desperately need some new leadership in there. So hopefully Sergio Contreras get up in there and, you know, do the right things, you know, and all sorts of changes to that. But yeah. So what do you see as far as the future of education for, you know, the children? Like, because there's some teachers, like, you know, mentioning, it's like, yeah, I mean, this is not the most ideal situation, trying to keep kids connected to, you know, the education model as it is, having them in the classroom there with you. Like, it's hard to keep their attention there, and then now you have to do it through Zoom and things. So it's not ideal. But is there any kind of ideas about a hybrid type plan potentially in the future, if the COVID, of course, numbers go down in Orange County? So that outside class.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just say that's a good point. You know, I definitely you know, see us moving into that, as long as, you know, the numbers are definitely looking, you know, better, and, you know, the positivity rate decreases. And, you know, there definitely is you know, a lot of concerns that, you know, parents have, and folks have about, you know, strictly all online. And I heard you guys mention it with special education and different barriers, and, you know, those are all valid concerns, right? But I think now we all have to come together and just really support the fact that, you know, educators are concerned about their safety and well-being, but they're also concerned about their students as well. You know, a lot of people are quick to blame, oh, you know, those public employees are lazy and they don't want to, you know, do the X, Y, and Z. It's like, come on now, let's be adults. Let's really look at what's going on right now. and how we can keep our community safe and well. And I think that's number one. So yes, definitely, I'm not going to lie, there's going to be challenges for all school districts, not just Garden Grove, but everywhere. But I think we're going to learn from this and hopefully go into a hybrid model and ultimately go back to the classroom all in itself. But of course, when it is safe to do so. And I know you mentioned you quoted Don Ben, and he's right on the point. You know, it's about making sure that we feel safe, are safe, and I think that's number one.
Absolutely. You know, I think recently there was a former elected official that said like, oh, you know, teachers like they're at home drinking margaritas and stuff. It's like, dude, like just because you might be doesn't mean that they are going to be. It's like, woo, you know, like yeah, whatever, kids. Like you know, like not everybody has turned to day drinking like me and Dylan. Okay, just for the record, and teachers are the most, you know, functional alcoholics that I've ever met. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
just kidding.
and I'm just gonna go do a hot take now. I think every high school student should have an alcoholic teacher, because I did. She was awesome. Okay, you're gonna get hate mail for that. You don't have to respond to that, Walter. Okay. But
fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
At home drinking, they're like, it's again, it's hard. You know, it's hard work trying to, you know, do lessons plans and all these things, and then trying to engage students and also the new ways and kids are graded and such. So, yeah, it's definitely one of those things. So, to tell us, how are you're running for re-election? And for four more years, is that the case?
4 more years.
4 more years.
And wait, will you be president the whole time? Is this like a president for life kind of thing?
No, every year the board is we have an organizational meeting where we, as a board, elect or vote, you know, for a president and vice president. But yeah, this is my first year as president. Definitely the year that I was like, man, this is definitely the hardest year. You know, we got so much going on. You know, I'm just trying to do my part in trying to lead the district in the right way. And yeah, come December, after the election results, you know, there'll be another meeting and they'll, you know, choose to, you know, elect another vice president and president.
Yeah. So I had some other COVID-related school district questions. I know some school districts basically went on, like students couldn't come to the classroom anymore. They basically was like, you can't give the student a grade lower than the one they started with when the pandemic happened, because everyone could be put at an unfair disadvantage because they don't have the right environment to study at home. Did Garden Grove District have to do any policy like that? Or was that a school-to-school kind of issue?
No, we basically put a blanket policy or you know, procedure that basically within our district that it was going to be a pass, no pass system where everything, including a D and higher, was pass, and an F was no pass. And of course, you know, there was, with any decision I've learned being an elected official, nothing is going to be making everybody happy, right?
Right.
So there were some folks that were happy and some folks that were not too happy. But at the end of the day, my philosophy is that of our students are going through a global pandemic where folks are dying and their loved ones are being affected and people are losing their jobs. And I said, you know what? Right now, grades aren't going to be the priority. Let's try to do the most we can to ease our students into difficult times. And, you know, we'll pick it up again next school year. So, you know, I'm definitely proud of that decision, regardless of, you know, how popular or unpopular it was.
Right. So moving into this next school year, I mean, okay, maybe we touch on it a little bit, but you're going to be deciding your guys' policy on the next school year in the upcoming meeting, right?
Correct.
And so, I mean, and maybe I missed some of this, but are you leaning toward a more like all distance model where you lean toward virtual, but people that have certain needs can come local, or where are you at with that?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, the governor pretty much made it clear that for those counties that are really doing a bad job in terms of COVID numbers, they're going to have to go into an all distance learning model. So hypothetically, if I had a board that was super anti-mask, anti-vaxxers that wanted to, that necessarily wouldn't be the case unless the county can improve their COVID-19 numbers 2 weeks prior to the opening date of school. And I don't see that happening in Orange County. Regardless, I'm still moving into it, regardless of his mandate or not, of going all distance learning. But yeah, I definitely foresee us making that affirming statement going alongside Governor Newsom's decision and sticking with online. And then, we'll just play it, day by day, month by month. I feel like with COVID stuff, like it's ever changing, like there's new things happening all the time. So, until things get better, we're pretty much going to most likely, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to go to all distance learning.
Right. Yeah. It sounds like the trend here. And last question on this grading thing is the pass fail continuing into the next school year, or that still has to be decided as well?
So yeah, that has not been decided yet. I definitely want to have, conversations with, the rest of the board, our district staff, kind of see how the data look like for this end of this school year. And then we'll move forward. So one thing to know for Garden Grove Unified is we do start a little bit later than Santa Ana Unified and other districts. We start closer to the end of August, where other districts start closer to like the middle or beginning of August. So we definitely do have some planning time. We're going to look at what other districts are doing or have been doing, and just try to make our best judgment call.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It sounds good. Yeah, it sounds like maybe a lot of decisions are going to be happening tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. So for folks that are within the GGUSD boundaries, or community member, educator, yeah, definitely would hop in on that meeting and check it out.
So how does it feel like to be in the room where it happened? I want to be in the room where it happened.
It's a musical segment.
Definitely, wait, I want to make sure we're both talking about the same thing. What are you talking about just saying?
Have you seen Hamilton? You haven't seen Hamilton yet?
Have you seen Hamilton, first of all, Walter?
No, I haven't seen Hamilton.
That's key.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I'll get that one.
Yeah, you missed the pop culture reference, so I'll forgive you for that. Although I gotta definitely lift up your Supreme sweater there, looking very hip, along with your hip Santana hat and your you're looking hella millennial right now, bro. Exennial.
Just say, you know how I roll, bro. Luckily, we're out. We're in quarantine. Otherwise, it'll be out. Taking my wife and the baby. We'll be partying. We'll be going to downtown Santa Ana and just hanging out, chilling. And it's all about loving life, right? It's all about partying and having a good time. And but right now, and eating tacos, the carne asada, right?
Oh yeah. Do we need to talk about that?
I think we do. That's an important topic.
Where's a good place? Where's a good taco truck?
Dude, taco truck.
For your tacos asada?
So for my tacos asada, I like to go to a spot in Anaheim. So shout out to all my Anaheim peeps, Dr. Jose Moreno, Al Jabbar, all those foods. I like to go to Taco Los Güeros.
Oh,
bro, Tacos Los Güeros is everything. Los tacos de cabeza.
Yeah, man. Me and the fam, we be going there, munching out. So that's definitely a good spot for tacos. It's funny though. I don't know if you guys agree, but I have a philosophy that you can go to one place for tacos, but you have to go to another place for the burritos. Like for some reason, nobody's been able to orchestrate the perfect taco and burrito spot in one location. Like you got to go to different spots. So for my burritos, I like to go to Tacos Los Triunfo on 17th and Fairview.
Oh, now we're talking.
They got some bomb sauce that it just it mixes well with the burrito. So that's my burrito spot. So I have burrito spots. I got sope spots. I got taco spots.
Yeah,
it's
man.
not all in the same place,
You're,
unfortunately.
you're all over the place. Wait, what was the burrito spot? I'm a burrito man. So what was it again?
Taqueria Los Triunfo in
Trun-
Santa Ana on
Oh yeah.
17th and Fairview.
Trunflos?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Triunfo,
shoot.
yeah.
I have been there.
Damn.
Yeah, that they have some
Yeah.
big, massive.
You know that it's a Santa Ana spot. It's funny if you look at the trash can that they have in there. It says "Tank You" with a TANK U.
Mhm.
I think it's been on different social media spots that has that funny little iconic trash box. So go there, have a burrito, take a picture of that, and I know Dylan that you went there and you had that great burrito.
There you go. Shout out to them. What about, have you been to Super Birria?
Yeah, I've been to Super Birria. That's a
What?
bomb spot.
That's nice. The classic
Yeah.
thing. Oh, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
another good birria
gotta
spot
say-
is Burrito Los Palmas in Santa Ana.
Oh,
too.
yeah. Yeah. Big time, man.
Gone through all of them. I gotta
Best
say,
flour tortilla in Orange County per
Yep.
Gustavo's contest.
yeah.
Gustavo Arellano.
Well, another one of Gustavo's top picks was El Alebrije, Los Alebrije. Yeah, it's this purple truck that's in front of the North Gate, near like Maine and McFadden. So they have the best freaking tortas de milanesa.
Oh,
So-
man, I'm getting so hungry right now.
That's my favorite.
I know. We're all gonna have to go out for.
I
food
know.
now.
This is getting bad, dude.
I know. It's a good thing there's a taco truck outside the studio. So
Arr.
sucks for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, let me transition into a less lighter subject. So there was a Voice of OC article talking about the Garden Grove Police launching a probe into an officer who waved the baton out of an unmarked car during the protest the other day. So, and different protesters were saying they were feeling intimidated by the police presence. That they weren't there to protect the protesters; they were there to be aggressive towards them. And so, it's one of those things. And also there was a situation where a car kind of drove by that area and even jumped the center divider. And then the police did not go after that person. So, and when asked, they said, "Oh, we were, our numbers are stretched already, so we couldn't go after that car that could have killed somebody." And then also, the young activists were mentioning that there was like overly militarized kind of show of force. So, I mean, what do you think about this article?
Jose, it's definitely upsetting because a good majority of the folks that were out there, exercising their First Amendment rights were students, right? I think as a board member, my job is to protect our students inside and outside of the classrooms. And I definitely am disappointed with the way that things were handled by the Garden Grove Police Department. I'm definitely going to be, first to admit that I saw those videos of, from what I appear to be some type of agitation, waving a baton, not really, protecting folks that are out there, like I said, just going out for a cause. But yet you'll see folks that will be, talking about how COVID-19 is a hoax, and PD is definitely one to go out there and protect them, right? And be out there, kind of, so it's disappointing. Very upset. Of course, that definitely isn't a jurisdiction that I can navigate on. If I, was on the council, I definitely would take a large stance on that and make sure that things like that don't occur. So all I can do is, as my position on the board of education as president, definitely, denounce that, and I'll definitely bringing it up tomorrow, on the dais and just saying, hey, those are our kids that were out there. Those were our educators that were out there with our kids. Those were our parents that were supporting the cause, right? So, it's definitely unfortunate, Jose and Dylan, and they didn't deserve that.
Yeah, I agree. And and it's good that because you did join did you join that march, or you were unable to?
No, I wasn't able to. I was out and I was working that day, but I definitely, supported them, in spirit. That's why I just, wanted to do that press release, seeing that I wasn't going to be able to go. But yeah, my last sentence on that statement was basically saying, I support the students going out there and exercising their First Amendment right. It's disappointing that things turned out how they did, but I think, it's kind of ironic that those students and those activists that went out there were calling for ethnic studies, but they were also calling, for various other things, right? A unified cause of, defunding police, about restoring, community services programs and police accountability, and yet they ended up showing the police department why it is that they're doing what they're doing, because, it's like, come on now, you're just showing the students, you're giving, you're showing everybody why they're upset.
Right.
This could have been handled a lot better. I was just shocked, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's very similar to the way that the Santa Ana Police Department came out in full force and showed, everybody, how mighty they are with their. They came, they're coming out for like they just, they're feeling really pumped. It's like game day. It's like, I got my gear on. I got my, my riot gear, like, ready to crack some skulls.
Always.
Yeah, no, but yeah. So I'm glad to hear that you are supporting the students, and I would imagine you feel as I do, and as we do here on the show. Just really proud of all these young people that are coming out, in various cities, and I believe, and there was also a Black Lives Matter component to that, which shows the intersectionality of the movement as it's blossoming and showing itself to, to be connected to various fights, whether it's environmental justice, climate change, but obviously the first and foremost thing being police accountability and reform, and diverting funds away from over policing and getting into more proactive solutions. And none better than to be fully funding education, after school programs, joint use agreements, so that there's more areas for kids to play, things of that nature, right? So so yeah, it was again great that you're able to support those students as they're, like, mentioning, exercising the First Amendment rights, but also it's inspiring to see this next generation of activists and advocates and solutionaries joining the forces and getting, fighting for that good fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
No doubt, man.
And I saved the hardest question for last. 'Cause this could take a while, but will you regrow your mustache?
Yes.
Oh man,
Is this controversial? Should I not have brought that up?
Uh-oh.
That's I feel like I'm on the hot seat. Let me make some.
First of all, does your wife like it? Yes or no?
Getting really personal now.
Yes or no, Walter?
Her surprisingly, her answer is she just wants me to stick to one thing. She says either you have it on or you have it off. Don't be like, because there's times where she'll step outside and do an errand, and she comes back and boom, my mustache is
boom.
Off. She's like, what the heck? Where'd it go?
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay.
So for those that know me or have known me for a while, the mustache is a seasonal thing. So I like to have the mustache during the fall and the winter, and the spring and the summer. I'm no mustache. So give it some time. The mustache will come back.
It will return.
It will return. So come this fall, folks will see the stash grow back, and I definitely get a lot of compliments. So it doesn't disappoint.
Oh yeah. Hell no, it does not. And you know what? You're right. It's a valuable lesson. There is a time for all things. Yeah, and there is a time for this GD mustache.
I want that stash back.
Yes. Oh, by the way, are we using product here? What are we talking about? Are we using mustache wax? Are we talking about oil, beard oils? Or are you all natural, or what's going on?
When my wife and I got married. We had our honeymoon in Seattle, and then our first year anniversary, we went out to Portland. So when I went to Portland, the hipster capital of the world, I went to a spot that had all things that had to do with mustaches.
Yes.
And I got some product, and since then I been using the wax. I got the little small comb just for
yes.
Mustaches only. And I know Suavecito, shout out to Suavecito brand, they got a lot of love for the mustache growers.
Suavecito.
So the product definitely makes
you can make your mustache grow thicker. Is that a thing?
So that's with all products out there, they claim to do X, Y, and Z. I don't know if it happens, but
I do. You have just this massive Zapata stash that I just wish, but I think you're just a hairy dude. So.
Yeah, man, it's in the family. One day
you were growing a stash when you were 13, weren't you?
Dude, when I was born, I had a mustache on, bro.
Man, you came out prepared.
Came out prepared.
Those Indian kids that I went to school with, in elementary, they already had what I had at 21, dude. I didn't start growing literally facial hair until I was 23. Yo.
Yeah. It's a source.
It's like the Mandalorian. This is the way. If you want to learn from the master, come to me.
Yeah, this was actually all a ruse to sell you mustache oil.
There's a future in it.
This is all a setup.
Yeah. Man. No, I'm legit jealous because I see the epic stash that Walter's able to grow. Constant conversation.
Legendary.
But no, you look good, clean shaven too, and I was gonna mention the video that you posted today. It's just with the different community members, parents, speaking up, in support of you and your candidacy. I thought was really, really good. And so it seems and it would appear that the community's behind you, and so we're definitely looking forward to a re-election campaign, a win party, right, on November 3rd, along with so many other important races all over the county, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's going to be a great race, and I'm fortunate to be able to campaign in two different cities and be coordinating with folks that are putting a good fight in both Garden Grove, Santa Ana area. So it'll be definitely a great time. But yeah, let's look forward to those progressive wins.
Heck yeah. Hey, how is being a new father? Are you getting much sleep? How what's the situation with are you working from home, or are you working at your office now, or how do you manage all these things, being a parent and being and also having a full-time job and being a presidente, señor presidente Muneton? ¿Cómo?
Yeah, it definitely a lot to juggle. Having the baby definitely was an eye-opening experience. What was that?
What's her name?
Esmeralda.
Oh, that's right, cutie.
Yeah, Esmeralda. Yeah, so definitely eye-opening, and I'm loving every minute of it. And now with quarantine, families are more at home, so I definitely am bonding a lot with her, and it's definitely great times that I'll cherish for a long time. And in regards to work, like I mentioned, the county social worker, so we're considered first responders for the program that I am in with folks, because we have folks that are suffering from severe mental illness that definitely need support, especially now more than ever. So yeah, I'm still out in the field meeting folks, but making sure that I protect myself as well as protect vulnerable communities that are immunocompromised, and I want to be respectful of that. So making sure I utilize masks, face shields, assist folks that are in much need, and of course having all the issues that are coming up in the school district. So it's a lot to balance, but I'm fortunate to have a loving wife and a family that's supportive, and great colleagues and friends that I can always turn to.
Takes a village, as I always say. Indeed. Yes.
Awesome. Well, this has been really, really great, talking with you today, Walter. I'm, when I think about individuals that inspire me and give me hope for a better future for our county, progressive champions locally, definitely you come to mind, Carolyn Torres and Dr. Jose Moreno and, so many other folks,
Right.
that are, doing the tough work are getting their hands dirty and trying to fix all sorts of issues at the school board level, at the city council level, and and in various different ways. So I'm happy to hear that that you're doing good work on that school board, and as el señor presidente, at least for the next few months. And we definitely wish you the best of luck in your re-election bid, because I think Garden Grove Unified School District and the kids in it are in a better place because of people like you and like I mentioned, the other people in other school districts that, like mentioned, you're able to learn from and work with. And this is the type of leadership we desperately need and we want. So good on you, man. So yeah. Shout out to Dr. Jose Moreno, who also started on the school board before he jumped into city council. Just joined us, I see. So where can folks follow you or learn more about you, and more importantly, donate and volunteer to your cause?
Yeah, definitely. So they can go on my website. It's waltermuneton.com, where they can sign up to volunteer, contribute, request a lawn sign, things like that. So definitely user friendly. So again, waltermuneton.com. And then, I'm definitely active on social media, Facebook, Instagram, at official Muneton, or they can just search up Walter Muneton as well. And yeah, those are definitely some ways to get involved. Our campaign is 100% run by community members that are within my district, that are current students or graduates of our district. And I think my job is not only to, of course, win this election, but also empower future generations of activists and leaders, and ultimately one day pass the torch, right? And make sure that the progressive movement is still occurring in East Garden Grove, West Santa Ana. So that's what the campaign's all about uplifting others, doing the good work, and I think that's what I'm there for.
That's the mission. That's the long mission, man. And I don't know if that's your last. Is this 2 terms, or how many term limits?
Yeah, so the Garden Grove Unified School District has no term limits. I have colleagues on the board who their name is on my diploma when I graduated from Garden Grove schools. So there are definitely some folks that have been there for some time, but if they're passionate about the schools and are really putting in the work, well, they can do what they do. If the community would call on an effort to do term limits, I definitely would support that. But yeah, definitely it's going to be a good race. We're definitely going to be working hard. We're out there, like Jose mentioned. We just dropped some content today, a campaign video that just highlights some of the work that we're doing, and we have done, and some supporters as well. So yeah, it's exciting times.
Nice.
Truly. And of course challenging times as well, because of the whole COVID-19 situation, and making it more difficult for door-to-door type of grassroots stuff. But it seems that even still you'll be able to have team volunteers that will be able to call folks and let them know how important it is to re-elect Walter Muneton to the Garden Grove Unified School District. So yeah, that is something to truly get excited about. Like, raise the roof.
Yeah, guys. Woo. Okay. Okay.
But you got to dab too, because then it's cool for the kids.
Is that cool still?
Yeah. I mean, if it's good enough for Loretta Sanchez, it's good enough for me. Okay, That's all I got to say.
That's true. I don't know. Don't say that. You don't want to do some of the things she does.
Oh man.
God bless her soul. God bless her soul.
All right. Well, once again, thank you so much, trustee and
Yes.
president.
Honorable and venerable trustee.
Honorable and venerable.
President. Yeah, sorry. Oops,
Yeah.
sorry. Ooh, ouch. Yeah.
Señor Presidente.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot for coming on the show. And we look forward to hearing from you after you get reelected, hopefully. So we can talk about more exciting things that I'm sure will be coming folks' way from Guardian.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just want to end with, of course, thanking Jose and Dylan, and of course our sound guy behind the scene, Edgar, for inviting me out, and getting to talk about what it is about to do the good work. Shout out to all the other progressive and radical electeds out there. Y'all know who you are. Keep it strong. La revolución va a continuar. That's what it's all about.
Hey, eso mero. Yeah, hasta la victoria siempre, to the fullest. Victory. Victory shall be mine. Yeah, man. Thanks a lot once again, Walter, and yeah, definitely
Cool.
drop the link for folks to follow you. So
thanks for coming.
For sure. Peace out.
Peace, brothers. Woo! Ow!
It's happening.
It's happening.
Yes.
Oh, that was cool.
Man, he exited the Zoom so gracefully. I was kind of like, actually like it when
people are
a bit harder to. Yeah.
Like,
and actually, maybe we can ask our next guest to kind of fumble with the end Zoom button at the end, just so we can kind of go.
Yeah, we can have that.
You're gonna shift around. You just.
I'm waiting for this person to leave so I can talk with my friend Dylan.
We're trying to have a personal conversation. And also everyone on Facebook Live, get out of here. Get out. The show is over. There's nothing to see. He is.
Graham, you bother me.
I'm trying to talk to Jose, guys. Now we can talk about that thing Jose didn't want to talk about earlier. Go ahead.
What? I did not want to not talk about nothing.
Oh, the personal thing. Woo! Okay.
Yeah. So if you can tell on the, was it down here somewhere, we have the new It's Happening logo. So we're excited about that.
New logos.
Yeah.
Created by artists.
Overseas.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, our artist from Pakistan. You did a fantastic job. What an eye. No, seriously, it was good.
Seriously. Yeah. So, again, you can follow us now on YouTube. Search It's Happening Podcast.
Yeah. Be one of the first subscribers, man. I mean, that's a privilege.
Yeah. I think we have all of 5. So please
you can get on there.
Subscribe on there. You can watch past shows. You can also listen to us on Spotify now. And I think that's about it. No,
what else? Any other updates?
Instagram. We're everywhere.
We're on Instagram. We'd be on TikTok just because Trump hates it.
We're everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
We're a riddle wrapped in a conundrum.
Instagram too. It's Happening show. Have you posted anything on there? God, we're so bad.
Who?
Apple Podcast. It's Happening. Exclamation.
Yeah.
We're everywhere.
Yeah, we're getting everywhere. Edgar's making that happen. I'm very confused about what's happening.
And we're gonna have a website soon. We're finally getting it.
Websites
after 5 years is what I'm saying.
Oh, we're gonna have a React front end website. Okay, sorry. You don't need to know the implementation details.
No, speaking of websites, get it together, Dylan.
We have a MongoDB backend. Okay, sorry guys.
All right.
We might get hacked now, actually. That was a lot of information to reveal.
True story.
Okay, I'm going to have to meet with our IT guy.
They're going to get us. Shout out to Timothy Fan, Walter Muneton, Alfonso Alvarez, Jane Becker, Vera.
Wait, who is our top fan, though?
Benjamin Vasquez, top fan. Number 1.
Really?
Yeah, you can believe it.
Oh my god! I almost teared up there a bit. Oh man, that's such an honor. He's like the fucking people's mayor.
Yeah, Pat.
I'm literally crying a little bit. Hold on.
I know. Oh,
Oh
David
my
Durant
God.
is also a top fan. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. I don't know if I know that guy, but he seems cool.
Yeah.
Do I know him?
Ali.
We'll meet. Come talk to me if you see me somewhere.
Danette. Yeah. Who's running for
We got people.
Orange City Council. Man. So yeah, there's all sorts of awesome, cool people that we're gonna have on the show soon.
Oh yeah.
That are running for school board, for city council, all over Orange County, and hopefully bringing some more community oriented, people first type of, leadership, similar to what Walter and so many other folks have been bringing, because the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. And
Per usual.
You know this, so we gotta get up on.
Sorry, as per usual.
Yeah, but Ben gets a little diamond next to it. He's top fan.
Damn.
Yeah, good job. Keep
Glad
liking,
to have you.
commenting us on our show, and you too can be a top fan.
Oh yeah, donate and you'll get there faster. Oh no. Oh no. Actually, I think my real laugh is more absurd than any of those ones. But
what's the Krusty the Clown laugh?
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh man. I don't know. It's been too long.
No,
there's still a lot of Simpsons data stored away in my brain, but not enough for that. Was it like okay?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's what we do.
Yeah. There you go. Yes. You had it. You had it deep inside your muscle memory. Oh, the variation. Okay, work on it.
That's it. We're done.
Work on it. Yeah. Don't push your luck now.
I know. Thank you so much for everybody that liked us or that watched this for the first time. Please follow our show. Tune in every Monday at 9 p.m. approximately to 10-ish, where we bring you the people on the front lines of the issues and that matter the most to you. Front lines, community, electeds, and everyone in between. Movers and shakers and movers, and community champions fighting for a new world, a better world. Because a new, better world is only possible if we make it happen.
Indeed. Indeed. You listen to that.
I do.
One day I'll do your part.
One day. One last time.
Are you going to do a musical bit?
No, that's
Go ahead. You can do. I know you've been practicing. Which one? The musical bit in Hamilton where the sister is at the wedding and realizes is like in love with Hamilton. The flashback one.
Oh yeah.
You know that one. That was a good one.
Nice going, Angelica. You was right. You would never be satisfied. Where's your family from? Unimportant. There's a million things I haven't done. Just you wait.
We're gonna keep talking about Hamilton until we actually have the Hamilton show. But contact us if you want to do a Hamilton show.
It's coming. I'm working.
It's
on
happening.
Woo! All right. So from Dylan Thompson. Wait, hold on. Before that,
wait.
I want to thank audio video engineer Edgar Silva. Awesome audio video engineer. Right. Iron Lion Media Studios. Contact us for podcasting and recording.
Oh yeah.
Via him. He's rad. So I want to thank him. I want to thank all of the audience that follow us and tune in every week. And so from Dylan Thompson, who's already looking at some other thing on his computer, because I could tell.
What? No.
The thing, the way complexion.
What are you talking about?
Okay. He's like
Oh yeah.
Staring at Facebook now.
I'm not alt tabbing.
You're like
Man,
playing,
that's a giveaway, man.
you're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I was on.
Oh, I want to talk to you off.
Well, roll a perception check.
If you want to join my Dungeons and Dragons
Oh hell yeah, man.
online game.
Dude, I'm gonna get in there.
We're in. It's happening.
Yeah, let's just say, okay, no, let's leave that for offline. Okay.
After the show,
Woo! Yeah.
Dylan Thompson and Jose Gloria and all of us here on It's Happening Family. We are signing off.
It's happening! No!
It's happening!
Ha! Un esclavo sin descansar mientras que el burgués se aprovecha de tus labores. Hay que luchar para vencer este sistema capital. Hay que levantar proletarios y la guerra popular. Hay que desarrollar nuestra conciencia para podernos gobernar. Hay que levantar los que han caído, víctimas de un sistema perdido. Démonos contra el imperialismo, alza los puños para lograr el socialismo. ¿No ves? Te han cegado de realidad para no ver lo que es verdad. Te han engañado, no es libertad, lo que tú vives es vulgar. Ser un esclavo sin descansar mientras que